His teammates have done and at times failed horribly with. But here we go in a map number one. Again, thinking of the records is good for the Thieves coming in this one. Again, for the boys of the Heretics, no strangers to success on this map as well. No joke, folks. Two teams at the top of their game. This is going to be good.
Yeah, and of course for Miami Heretics, you need to be able to take this team down. You are looking for championships. The team has been spectacular, especially in the second half of this year. LA Thieves, one of the final hurdles you are going to have. I'm hoping we get a Game 5. LA Thieves hoping they continue their path of destruction. Both of these teams won their first series in a 3-0.
Here we go right into the middle of this one. Super starting things off on an Envoy. Is that a sign of things to come? A nice 3 dead right off the rip here for the Miami Heretics. Counterattack from Hydra, trying to find yourself some time here on P1. We've seen a lot of teams in this tournament alone go huge on the opening time. We'll see if this can be the same.
Yeah, and Super has 2 kills, both of them on Envoy, so already he's going to be just ever so slightly annoyed in the background. Nonetheless, though, off the opening break, Heretics win it. LA Thieves have stabilized, and I know the most important stat of Miami, or for this map, rotation rank, LA Thieves #1, but it's looking like Miami Heretics gonna have the jump early in this category, fully set up in and around P2.
Yeah, P2 to our side of the minimap, that's where we go next. You folks at home, possibly watching this for the very first time, it's first at 250 here in the Godly. Nice work there from the Thieves across map. They're finding great kills. Real slows the approach. That's going to pump their brakes down inside the lobby. Hydra now picks it from upstairs. And we're not going to get up and close personal to the Hardpoint. And that's a ridiculous 2-piece. Down to Super, all alone.
And he has gone down instantly. So all that rotation for nothing. Hydra is soaring and flying. How about that for the break? And they have so much space pushed out. Of course, though, it's going to be the pinch that's being worked. 2 players through well. Hydra overwhelmed, but he is so quick on the map.
Back over towards the middle of the driveway. Off, I guess, 1 before being brought down. This is a very good-looking attack here from the Heretics, looking for the break. Guns up, Ghosty suppressed. Pressure on, Metals finds 2 somehow, and you are in Heretics, 20 to go.
Yeah, that's an important break as well, just to sort of stabilize, and you win the rotation, you get bullied out. You need to make sure you get some time on it. So the final 20 is going to be nice, and now Rancor gets to spawn kill. All these LA Thieves players spawning up at old time, and Metals is going to make sure Scrap does the exact same thing, and Ghosty has the same fate. Heretics winning every single rotational gunfight. They have the perfect setup for new.
P2 to P3 now over by fences, and already the Heretics in a comfy position to push this lead a little further forward. Hydra once again proving to be an incredible slayer across the map. He doesn't have a lot this game, but these kills are important to help his boys get into the fight. Real again, though, denying. He and Metals, huge work at 7 and 4 either side.
No, not the ideal to team kill. See if you can sort of hold off the pressure, and Envoy actually gets caught. So Rancor, massive 2-piece, and just like that, that is a 4-man wipe in the feed. LA Thieves getting stuffed out on this P3.
Rancor, the rookie, again, 6 spree, looking to get himself a Hellstorm any second now. A single kill is all he needs, and he's going to get gunned again. Thieves on the approach forward. Super! What a kill that was!
Well, that's an interesting moment, though, because you're actually pushed out quite a bit distant, but they give away the full 60. They might be able to win the rotation. You're still battling for the scrap time. You're battling for 8 seconds. And in the meantime, Super the one on rotation, catches a Ghosty, but he still has Hydra to beat, and he doesn't read it. It looks like LA Thieves, yeah, they're going to be at the noon time first. A little bit of a mixy moment there from Miami Heretics. They have a great lead, but a small misstep.
Rock Hardpoint has been the site of many a historic battle throughout this season. This could be another one. Here we go. Hydra on the front door. Perfect trades. Wait a minute, Real. Wait a minute. Can't get the third, but his teammates do. And Rancor with a perfect break. Heretics are in.
That's a great call by Real as well. Make a little bit of noise by Lambo. Group up their team, and the trade's on point.
Up next, Thieves from Lambo. Scrap strikes first. A hail of gunfire. Rancor finds a second. 3! Can he get all 4? No, his teammates do. Heretics hold.
Hey, good news for LA Thieves. They're playing together. Bad news, they are getting gunned down in a row. Ghosty 3 and 10, but it is a slow start down the line, and I don't think Rancor is giving them a choice in the matter. I mean, first set of rotations, and you really couldn't ask for too much more. Heretics on form.
That's great work. Again, that's the first Hardpoint set complete, and what a lead for Miami. Back over to P1 we go. Once more under the breach, the Thieves. We'll see if they can't get things going here. This is typically where we see our teams find their footing. They've come out a little cold here on Hacienda.
Well, Rancor is the one that is making them iced up in the map 1. He's got every gun for the job, and right now his teammates are the ones getting all the kills, and the gunny on point. Ghosty can't get anything going. Kill feed looking beautiful for Miami Heretics, and even on P1, they're soaking up some good time.
That was great coverage there. Allow Super to stay in his position to keep that mid-map presence. Oh, wow, you bounce a stun off of Envoy. A couple of good kills here from the Thieves. You've got a lot of top control. Now the battle towards the hard point. Envoy from behind, cut down. What a snap from Super. Can he get any more out of this life? The answer is yes, sir. 5 spree over to P2.
Yeah, and this is an opportunity for redemption on a P2. Heretics had the rotation, won the first go around. They get broken immediately. Well, now they got trophies up and ready to go. And for LA Thieves, no one is in position for the break.
Yeah, this is the only weak point we've seen in the Heretics game so far. What have we learned, boys? Let's find out. Thieves through the middle of the map. Rencore out on the left flank. Did he find a second here? More intel passed over. No one there to pick up the kills, but you've got eyes on all the entry points. Metals now pokes forward, gets a jab in. You're going to take a couple more shots, but this is wonderful containment. Thieves unable to get close.
Thieves unable to do anything. Envoy, the only one really contributing, shooting his gun. Ghosty right now, quad negative. He has still been struggling. I mean, this is the 7th hill we've had on this map, and he only has 4 kills.
We're looking at Hellstorm right now for Super, streaked out. That's a big moment. Certainly going to help in the next hard point. Rencore, look at this work. 22 and 8, keeping Scrap down. No one, again, for the Thieves, barely gets close. Hydra the first man into the hard point, and he's taken care of immediately.
Yeah, and while the break finally in for LA Thieves, and for a grand total of 10 seconds, they are being slaughtered as it is the rookies putting on a show. Rencore and Super, they are having a field day on Hacienda.
Yeah, what an entrance to the CDL for Rencore, and a series like this already. One we'll be talking about for a minute, but the map is not over, folks. To quote Nameless, you've got control now. And Super could cause real problems. Beautiful shots there. Into the first, the second man, no good. Hardpoint still Heretics. Guns up at the ready for Metals. Trades out. You've still got a man on point.
And Metals did enough damage that Scrap's gonna have to take his time. Rencore with the reads, and he was bought enough pressure in space that he's comfortable in the time. Swinging out to make the play and just outplay Scrap in this moment. Thieves, though, still managed to get the break, and well, they're investing the Hellstorm immediately on the P3. Force him in at 10. Envoy is playing the cheeky spot to survive it. And hey, Hellstorm expended. Thieves still got the fight.
Bombs away. You get the contest. A couple of kills there would help, but that's going to be an open hard point for a second. Hydra hops right on in. Doesn't again get a huge amount for the Thieves. They're living off a Scrap right now, and that is not enough to get them to the win. Ghosty might pick up a huge flank. What a read from Metals over to Envoy. First man in on time. Can he contest?
Oh, he's going to have to. I mean, you need him to make the hero play. Scrap slotted in, kills, getting traded out, and Thieves, well, they just burst completely through. Trades on Rencore, Super sliding in. You got to get these trades as well, but Super for 2. Envoy couldn't trade him, and the break is in.
What pace being set right now by the Miami squad. 2:23 and climbing. The Thieves nowhere near the 100-point mark. What a moment. Another attempt on the break here. Metals finds himself one, trades out again. Rock now in control of Thieves.
I mean, I'm just thinking Thieves, it might be a moral victory just to get past the 100-point margin. They have had issues with slow starts, but typically that's in tournaments. They already have a 3-0, but here on Saturday, this is not what you want to see. Ghosty, again, fewer kills than there have been hard points. You're never going to win a map like that.
Again, absolutely beat down right now. Well, over 100 points again. That moral victory secured. And this is a battle, and Super is willing to be annoying. Not going to give the fight up. Looking at that rotation again, back over to P1, our third and final set here in map 1.
And I love that play. This is why Envoy hates him. He's just willing to play his life, and he's swinging over the right side of the map, and by the time you find him, he's made the impact on the time. So Envoy's annoyed about it, but Super knows this is how you win the game.
Yeah, looking for a few more seconds, trying to draw some aggression, and it's Envoy who finds the time now. Kills going the way of the Thieves. They've got mid-map covered. Real's going to be the first man into the fight now for the Heretics. Can he get 2? No, he went for the hill, and I love the attempt, but not enough. Thieves still in control.
And they got the right side spawn, so they've had issues with rotations, even though they've been the best in the game on this map. And now for Heretics, though, you just want to stabilize. Don't pull an LAG. You just need a good set of kills, and they've already found their rotations, right? Real, he's pushed his way through, has a big gunfight coming up against Hydra. I think these guys might be dancing around each other. Real, he's found himself in a precarious situation. Him and Super working together.
That's a big win. That's enough to get you boys in time. This is it. Thieves. The man on the backline, Hydra now. He and Scrap making their way up through driveway. We're looking for a break here. Once again, Envoy now through lobby. He's been dealt with. So it's 2 men against the world. Now onto Hydra. That could be it, folks. Now you've got to see the Thieves make the perfect break. 10 seconds for the win.
And they're just scattered deaths. Ghost is already dead on the engagement. Envoy has to force it. He's gone, and Scrap gets the team kill, and all of that victory is for Miami Heretics, kicking this series off right.
They started this map off very, very strong. Kept the Thieves at bay at, what, 86, 89 for an incredibly long time. Preposterous result there in the kills department from Super and for Rencor, the 2 rookies there for the Heretics, looking simply unbelievable here in this winner's bracket matchup.
We took a gander at Ghosty, probably saying to his teammates, hey, first half, guys, I just could not buy one. A little bit struggling early on. He started to pick things up on the second half, but too little too late. And Rancor and Super, again, delivering time and time again. At one point, Rancor was 22-8, finishes with 31 kills, 3,400 damage, a minute in time. And that is every single player on Miami being a contributor. And on the flip side, I mean, LA Thieves, Envoy was fighting, the only one going positive, but that is not the typical LA experience where Envoy isn't collecting any hill time. I'm saying, man, the juju, it's been a theme this year.
You talk it, you get hit. I mean, you've got to back it up. Highlights, a lot of love here for the Heretics. They were running the show. Yeah, the pieces. And Super, yeah, however you want to critique his gameplay on a podcast or two, he was bringing it here. The results speak for themselves. Not even the Phenom could get himself going either. But yeah, very atypical approach here from the Thieves. Envoy, not the man you expect to have the most kills for the squad. That's where the heavy hitters of Scrap and Hydra come in. Ghosty has his moments from time to time. I caught up with him briefly, before this match started. We were at the catering table, and he turned to me and he said, you know what, yesterday's gameplay, for me, it was a little boring. I was like, well, dude, you had great results. Today, obviously not very boring, but he's got to find something.
Need to sort of turn things around, because I think Heretics just outplaying them. Like that initial P2 when Thieves got the instant break, I'm thinking that might be a sort of moment of collapse for them to seize the moment, but Heretics brought the fight, fought back on that hill, won the rotation new, and then it felt like it was just bully ball. Little moments like Real going over towards Lambo for the P4 break, realizes it's covered, and he's like, you know what, I'll just go back and help my teammates out, and they just overwhelm him on the time. Instantaneous decisions being made, even for the Hellstorm call. It's a P3 with 26 seconds left. I'm thinking save it for the P4, but instant punch. Make sure you get it through on the P3, and they just never took the foot off the gas.
Yeah, it's one of those things, deny your enemy absolutely every possible second on these hard points. Keep them off balance, keep them uncomfortable endlessly, and that is what the Heretics did. Thieves not able to really fight back there. It was the second set where they typically get themselves going again. We saw a slight sign of life, and a good thing for them, going in a red card, a slight reset. The hands are a little more warm now. I would imagine, again, on stage, coaches getting everything set for this search and destroy.
But I just know for Miami, this is a very freeing moment. How many times do you go down in the series against LA Thieves, who are good at every single game mode? They're like, the fact that they have just seized control entirely and have a ridiculous win rate on it. If you lose that first map, you're looking at the S&D already as a must win, because you're staring down the barrel of a 3-0, because the control feels like an auto loss. You get the first win, now you go into S&D like, we can play comfortable, we can play our own game, we're not stressed at all. So Heretics, again, the freedom they will have on the red card, massive benefit. I know a guy like Metals maybe a little bit slow, because it wasn't necessary for him to be hot in the map 1. He might look for the pop-off on map 2.
Yeah, whether or not he needs to or not, Super has been the man in Search and Destroy. Revitalized this Miami Heretics roster, giving them an unbelievable amount of firepower in the mode. They've been very, very dangerous. Even against a squad like the Thieves, who we know clinical in the approach, I am very excited to see how red card goes. But again, the story of the series now, you get one in the bag. Heretics feeling much more comfortable. The game of control will be, again, a big advantage for the Thieves. Who knows how this one's going to go down? A cerebral approach. The trash has been talked. Now it's time to walk the walk.
And Envoy, one of the best objective players we have in the game, and when he needs to, when his team sort of falters a little bit, he'll pick it up in the slaying category too. So make no mistake, Thieves are gonna have that dog in them. Just looking at the S&D first, absolutely down the line. I mean, I don't think they've actually lost an online map of S&D, and even in the last tournament, they still had a spectacular record, but it wasn't as perfect because teams going into LAN, you know you have to prepare for this squad. They have been electric. dialed in on every single map, and there really are no flaws in the game plan coming through from Miami. Great in the first bloods, great in the clutch situations, great in the mid-round adjustments. And I know the team, every opportunity they've had to talk about it, they are giving Super the credit, making the calls, making the reads, and keeping his team on track. That young man, a brief stint thus far in the CDL, only a few stages he has been here, but absolutely lights out. And actually, now that I think about it, the way we talk about Thieves in Control, they got like the 84, 85% win rate. That's over the course of the year. Since Super has joined the team, they've won maybe 17 of their last 21 S&D, so they are right there in that 80+% win rate. That is an incredibly difficult feat to achieve. Of course, though, online versus LAN, just a little bit different. Heretics, again, punished ever so slightly more at Major 3.
A little quick reset here, folks. We've got the lobby rebuilt again. Something going on with the players on stage. You see the referees. For the folks at home, you know what this music means. You know the drill. We're just going to get this one reset ASAP and get ourselves back into this matchup. In the meantime, we're going to take a quick look at the bracket here in DreamHack. Major 4 has been something. What an unbelievable tournament. I think my highlight of the year, Madrid was quite special. We have had some absolutely unreal matches thus far. As you can see, sitting atop of the winners bracket right now, Miami Heretics, LA Thieves, FaZe and Optic, they'll play a little bit later on today for a spot in that winners final. And of course, the run continues. Our purple teams below, anxiously waiting the result of this game.
Yeah, listen, that losers bracket is going to be entirely fun to watch. I'm scared to talk about it because I don't want to jinx anything, but I just know guys like Kenny and S&D have been on a tear. Nero seems to be guaranteed a plus 40 bomb, and Ultra have clearly shown. I mean, they go to a Game 5, Round 11 against Carolina. They clutch up a 1v2 in those final seconds. They're down, what, 100 points, it feels like, versus LAG. And then Joe Thieves is like, you know what, I'll lock in for the squad real quick. We'll get this done. And they're capable of monstrous comebacks. So Sharks swimming in the water down in losers. That's what we were talking about for stakes for this one. I mean, I know these are two of the best teams we have in the game. You do not want to end up in the loser's bracket.
No, the loser bracket is dangerous enough anyway. Like, they're full of sharks, man. It's a real pit. We're almost ready to go, folks. It looks like we have a full lobby, so we'll wait for our final check, for the final okay, before we launch this bad boy right back into the air. Fist bumps complete. Our coaches are off the stage. We are ready to rock and roll. Take 2 here on Red Card. Search and destroy for map number 2. Heretics again, so good at search and destroy.
Yeah, Methods is sick, hopefully healthy in real life, but the name delivers. Easy jokes to make, but coach for Heretics, and obviously he's been putting in some serious work. Well, taking a gander at the S&D from yesterday, Rancor on point, 8-1. He was able to go 3 multi-kill rounds. And that is a rocker that has been looking pretty strong in S&D as well. So that means they are absolutely bringing the goods. And again, they can clutch 2 different round 11 victories, taking down a bunch of good teams as well. And if they're playing against an LAG, hey, 6-0, why don't you? On a red card, we are switching up the pace. Envoy, bomb in hand. LA Thieves working over towards the A site.
We've dropped the bomb with a slight change here. Ghosty, and on the shuffle, Scrap, lovely work on the first. Traded out though, too many Heretics to deal with.
Yeah, Real full sending. And same with Super. They are just playing so aggressive. Super in a pinch. Does get traded out for a 2v2, but Heretics showing they are willing to fly.
Taking control of the A bomb site, and now there's a quick rebuttal now from the Heretics. Rancor, wow, he was evaporated. Ghosty, Stinky in the hard point. Smelling fantastic so far here in the search. Metals finds himself alone. And now they'll know where he is based on the glass break. Bomb being planted. The setup now. Can Metals isolate the fights and defuse the bomb? Check all the usual spots. The snaps are there. Fresh magazine on the Ghost Feed. Wow, and what a perfect pick from Envoy. Shows face for a second. He's the man who gets the final kill.
Yeah, it's great coverage because you see the reads completely on point there from Metals, but Envoy knows he doesn't have the angle, and if Metals slides out, not throwing shoulders anymore, needs to get aggressive. Envoy absolutely dialed in, one of the smartest players we have in the game.
Quick change of sides. Heretics, I like the counterattack. I like as soon as they realize, right, A-bomb is a problem right now. We've got to send numbers back over there, try to retake that. There's a good chance they're going for the plant. And they were indeed, just weren't able to account for the gunny or the aggression early on from the Thieves.
Yeah, Scrap going for some wall bangs through Ticket. So they're checking information in a few different ways. Thieves, again, they're willing to break the strats. And once you clear out Ticket into the wall bangs and Hydra's not seeing anything over towards B, I mean, they got a triple stack on defense. They are ready for this pressure.
Can anyone save Real? Ooh, he saves himself. Nice job. Oh, to get away as well with his life. Quick bump one. Bad news though, Hydra with another big wall bang. That is beautiful stuff.
Dude, listen, Troy Sender, unreal at finding these cheeky spots. X-ray vision, it feels like this team has at all times. And Hydra gets the next pick as well. And Scrap doesn't have the information. This is super for a 1v4 Ninja.
Wait, might be no need. He's got no track on the next man, but oh my good God. The Ninja actually was probably the right play.
Well, they planted the bomb, so that's not how it's going to go down. But like, I don't know what you're going to do in that situation. That is just overwhelming from LAT. And again, what we saw at the start of the round is Scrap, whatever position he was playing, starts wall banging Ticket just to see if those players are going to be rolling through the doors. And then you had Hydra getting the first kill in a wall bang fashion. I mean, we've seen the types of things LAT are willing to do on a map like Rewind, where everywhere you go, the paper-thin walls are going to be hurting you. They have every single angle on these maps completely dialed in. And no one does it quite like them. So you're going to be slightly uncomfortable at all times.
Yeah, it just takes every strategy you have and puts this little thing in the back of your head. No anxiety on the approach towards B, though. These boys confident, smacking down doors. Real's going to be there for a contest in a moment. He will have eyes on at least two of these players. Ghosty now. Hey, boys. Yeah, that's it. I'm out. See you later. The 2-2 split. Ghosty and Scrap with their fights.
And that would have been bombed down, too. Ghosty wins a massive one. And now the Heretics players, I mean, they're protected the B site. That is not where the bomb is. Hydra might fall, and Envoy gets chopped as well. So a scattered moment for LAT. Rencor and Real looking for the clutch. Bomb down, but they're treating it like a railroad.
Hey, you got that 2v2 situation. One side a big loss, one side a big win. And now a bomb. Quick retake. 2v2. Real is making his way forward.
And the bomb looks like it's free to hop. They're going to start getting wall bangs.
Oh, yeah, not at all. There he is. That was the opening shot. Real going for it. That's a freebie. Usual spot now from Scrap. 1v1. Less than 20 to go. And that's it. Scrap, he's gone. Out like a light. He's going to make a run for it, and there is no way you are going to be able to get the kill and get back in time for the defuse. Unbelievable stuff. The Thieves, 3 in a row.
And he gets the kill, too, just for a little extra emphasis. LAT on point. Ghosty and Scrap holding it down. And that seemed like that could have been a potential 2v4 clutch. But you see Scrap 5-1, one of the best S&D players we have in the game. He talked about at the start of the year, he feels like he is not given the respect he deserves in this game mode, but if he's not given it, he will take it.
Maybe seeing that the glass wasn't broken upstairs was enough to not let the Heretics check that position, but these are the final 2 kills he gets in the round. 3 straight now from the Thieves. Search and destroy, so good from the Heretics, but you've done your homework, LA. Here we go again. Heretics on the attack.
And eye on the minimap as well, just to see what Thieves do on defense. Again, number 8 on the minimap, Scrap. You can see he's going for the wall bangs just to get that early intel. In the meantime, Rencor gets a pick, but in effect, traded out 3v3.
They're going for it, but you got numbers here for the Thieves. Metals, you're going to have to breach and clear this real quick. Uh-oh. That's a problem. Doesn't take any damage, but you now know he's there. 3v3.
The question is, you want to force it? You want to wrap it out? They're going to force it. And that's a good call. Scrap over commits. Envoy, you're just looking to trade this out because Ghosty not in the picture. So they just overwhelm with their numbers. Ghosty last alive in a 1v3.
This is going to be so tough. That's lovely damage, but here come the Heretics. The drive-by from Real. We're going to get another shot at this. We have a frag grenade to play with as well.
Yeah, I think he might just chalk this one up and see if you can get any kills. See if they scam, see if anybody sort of overdrops, but no, they're giving him nothing. He takes it though, but 22 seconds and still more nades landing at his feet. Yeah, there's nothing you can do.
Not a whole lot. A worthy attempt, but the Heretics now get themselves onto the board. 3-1. A little bit of magic there at the B-bomb site. Real super aggressive, picking up the damage his teammates putting down. Nice routes being taken as well, and even with the RC car in play, Metals, luckily enough, even at that range, doesn't take a lick of damage.
Yeah, and just good reaction time, right? The game's going to notify RC car called in. You just back away once you hear that buzz. And even prior to that, or a little bit after, Scrap comes sliding in, and the timing just not going his way. So Heretics, adjustments made, able to get on the board, but they still need to clutch up on defense. LA Thieves, I mean, they've been perfect on the attack, responding to all types of pressure, because Heretics are applying it, and they're running through mid.
This should be a headbutt. Oh, Hydra, eyes on a couple. What a read onto the next man. But Renko with a wallbang, super down the trades. Envoy finds 2, and it's a 2v2.
Clean up crew.
What a win from Metals. Now a 1v1. What a blitzkrieg of a round this has been.
Damn!
Dylan Hannon with an exceptional 1v1 finish at range. 4-1 for the Thieves.
Yeah, tippy to Ghosty for that final one. And that is just the AR players with the wall bangs absolutely everywhere, but Dylan Hannon gets the credit, just the wrecking ball, the cleanup crew. You can see how delicate of a moment this is, right? Even that initial read, I think it was Hydra had on the pressure through Ticket, but Heretics just had the bodies. They are playing so aggressive on the defensive end. If you're not quick with the sort of mid-game adjustments or mid-round adjustments for LAT, I mean, they would be getting bullied out, but currently, they are completely on top of things.
Online search and destroy pretty good for the Heretics today. They are struggling. Well, 4-1. It's not over yet, folks. First to 6. Mid-map for the Heretics players right now. We've got each other covered. It's going to be Hydra in that close position by Ticket. He's on the other side of the double doors to Metals right now. And this is a man who is willing to shoot those things open, knows those players could be in position. Are we going to see another spot?
That's instinct. He can feel it. He's ready for it. He's getting the calls. His teammates getting the tags in. He's just waiting for his moment to strike, and he's taking the safe route. You get a man up top right here. He's going to have 3 players potentially to shoot in the back. Position known, but now Miami, they're in a pinch.
They're planting the bomb at A as well, so this is on. Super trapped. Super dealt with. On a Real. There's the trades. 3v3. Looking for all the usual spots. You've still got to worry about Hydra on the flank.
Well, Hydra's going to have to start making moves a little bit quick. You are running out of time.
Great shots out of Envoy. Maybe a little bit of help, but the trades are going to be there. Still 2v2, 20 on the clock.
And you're going to have to hop this bomb in basically the next 10. Frank Bordeaux gets caught. Now 1v2 Real. It is all about the timing. But now the onus is on him. Hydra just has to play keep away because Ghosty has already pulled it off. Real too slow in LA Thieves. They have found the thread in search and destroy, outplaying them every step of the way.
A pocket picked as Ghosty diffuses the bomb and puts his boys on a map point. I mean, Rincor versus Hydra here. If that fight goes the other way, there's no chance Ghosty gets the defuse at all. What a win.
This is also legitimately maybe 4 different rounds we have had that, like, on a thread, the tide could tilt either direction. LA Thieves are just making the better calls. Like, again, it is outplaying the chess maneuvers, more on point, handling the clock better, and I mean, Heretics just look entirely uncomfortable.
Time to find a comfy seat, boys. Nestle in, because this map is still not over. One more round for the Thieves. So Heretics have just been stunned. Explosive opens towards the A bomb.
And a cheeky spot for Metals.
He and Hydra will stay here. Nobody will move.
That pixel perfect. Pixel
perfect. Move and you die.
Unbelievable.
Ghosty now shooting it quite literally. Goes strength off through mid-map. Finds out Bacon. That's 4-2 now. Heretics, what an advantage you've got.
Well, round's not over. Scrap and Ghosty very capable of the clutch, but obviously they have a lot of problems to solve.
Yeah, it's a slow one. You take it in time though, Scrap. You're going to be able to find a couple of kills. We've seen him do it plenty before. Tags on the Metals now, waiting for the re-engagement, and there it is from Real. He's going to fight his way forward and puts all of it down to Ghosty. He's taking the whirlwind tour. He's getting the steps in here on red card, but this should be a Heretics win. The chance of the clutch. Slower and lower with every bullet fired. Heretics, 5-2.
Yeah, but you're down 5-2. Now you're going back to the attack, and for Heretics, I don't know what the play call is really going to be. Again, Scrap has been very consistent almost every single round, getting the wall bangs through Ticket, sort of cutting off that one lane. So unless you want to overwhelm mid, you're not going to do anything tricky there. And if you work this B site, you're going to get spotted out incredibly quickly. And obviously, A, you're forced to work slow, and the chess game, LAT have been on top.
Comebacks like this happen, I mean, not all the time, but we have seen plenty of them in the COD League. Thieves still with an overwhelming advantage. The confidence, and again, the playbook still so deep for them. Different looks, no nades through the middle of the map, but Real looking for something here. Hydra once again finds himself in a good corner, and it's going to be a gift. First blood.
Just better, and Scrap is there for the bait. It's a perfectly calculated strat. It is the same one as before LAT. They know how they want to play it, and already there's just nowhere you can really go. It looks like B's going to be the call for Miami, but Trophy's out, corner's up.
You've got coverage on all the angles attack here. Envoy will hear both of the doors, actually all three of the doors in position near him. The hop check from Metals, he sees him. So now you know from they're coming from the outside. Trophy's in position, here we go.
And Heretics might want to take this slow because they got Rancor sort of floating in the middle of the map. So they're hoping someone from Thieves makes a mistake, and instead he gets caught. Ghosty on point, Hydra there for Reeds, and Hydra reads him like a book. A 1v4 for Super, gunned down.
And that is that, folks. Search and Destroy goes to the Thieves. 1-1. Into control we go. I love what I saw from the LA Thieves. Their chance every single time we're on Hydra's POV. Find a kill, pump the brakes, wait for the push. Find the kill, pump the brakes, pull my knife out. See if anyone runs around this corner. They had the game plan. They knew what the Heretics were going to do, and they played them like a fiddle. 1-1.
Yeah, a perfect record online. Welcome to land. 6-2, absolutely stomped out, and this is the type of thing where the coaching staff are going to be putting in the extra work. How are we going to counter every single strat? What setups do we want to have? How do we want to just take control? And I love the work Scrap is doing towards the middle of the map. Him and Hydra working incredibly well together. And obviously guys like Envoy and Ghosty. Ghosty there for the clutch. Envoy there for any time things got super mixy. He has the vision, sees the way to break it down.
Thieves, perfect game plan against Miami there. Not a whole lot they could have done. 6-2, an absolute shutout. Beautiful stuff. We're going to protocol control now. We will see that Skyline hardpoint, and we have to go the distance, folks. Hacienda back to it. The bookend of Hacienda here in this series, but a wonderful, wonderful look there in the search and destroy. Got the control coming up. Again, overwhelming advantage to the Thieves. Overwhelming. They're basically perfect at the mode, but we'll see how this one goes. 1-1 at the half. Over to the desk.
A sweater in Texas is wild, Chance. Break down, though, Desk. We have a 1-1 game. After an interesting start to Hardpoint, we see LA Thieves take control and search and destroy. What was more impressive to you, Maven, in the first half?
The hardpoint win, because I mean, I said 3-0 Thieves because I thought this is where they could possibly gap them just from a skill standpoint, but that's why Rancor is my rookie of the year. He has been the difference maker against your top teams. I did not see the map one going that way, but I mean, I know as soon as I walked in the green room, you were just like flicking me off, like I told you.
Told you, bro.
I mean, it's just, yeah, just a mirror, like the same type of Hacienda that we saw in their online match. I mean, so far, it's just kind of going 1-1. Both teams have won their map pick. If you are, you know, Miami Heretics, you probably feel like you should have taken that search and destroy, go up 2-0, take advantage of that situation, given how good they've been in the game mode. But hey, you just got to dig deep, steal control now.
They do have our map one highlights ready to go, so let's take a look at this one, Miami Heretics fans. The Spaniards taking care of business on Hacienda against one of the best Slave teams in the game.
I think like winning their hardpoint pick is one thing.
Yes.
What would be impressive is beating Thieves on their pick or the control. That's where it gets hard, right?
No. I completely agree with you, Clint, and I'm going to echo that in Hacienda. Although it has like a good 10 and 8 overall for LA Thieves when it comes to hardpoint, it is one of their weaker maps. So their whole game plan right now was to get their map pick in that map number 2, win that map number 3, and take their map pick in map number 4. For LA Thieves, they have thought this through. This wasn't an expected outcome of how dominant Miami did it in this fashion, but the setups for LA Thieves, they're 10th in rotation on a Hacienda hardpoint. If they get behind, they find it very difficult to battle their way back into it, and Miami Heretics clearly took advantage of that, would choose to go up one in the series.
Bro, Dan Ghosty had 11 kills.
That's what I'm saying.
Was shut down.
This is like one of the only times we've seen like LA Thieves not be able to keep pace with the other team that they're playing in hardpoint. And this is what Miami does to people. I said it to you guys before. Miami just plays like the weirdest style of respawn. It can be very difficult for guys to get into their comfort zone. Like a Ghosty, he's not going to be in those repeatable positions when he's playing them. But we move over to this search and destroy where I'm thinking Miami's going to go up 2-0. 4-0 on this map since they brought in Super. And what happens? Well, LA Thieves prepared every step of the way. Chris, you said it. A lot of VOD.
Whole lot of VOD, and I think Chance crushed it on the call. How many times was Hydra set up by Scrap or pre-firing through walls to get a read on the movement? They are playing Search and Destroy at a different level than anyone I've seen on LAN this week.
No, they absolutely are, and it's interesting this series too, because a lot of times on this year, Thieves have had like the advantage to pick like team A or B. Like they're usually like for instance, like a FaZe is always team B, right? Like they'll give up their hardpoint pick, they'll bring it back 2, 3, 4. Thieves often will take their map 1 hardpoint, and that's why they blow people out 3L. Heretics had advantage here, and they opt to get their hardpoint, and that's why it makes this series a little bit different, but nothing like that unexpected so far.
Once again, a kind of a readable situation, though, of LA Thieves kind of dominating the veto situation here, because if you look at Miami Heretics on red card, sure, they're strong at it, but it's the S&D they ban more often than not, and also the last 2 they went to were both round 11s, and one of them was versus the Vegas Falcons. So, sure, versus the teams below them, Miami Heretics can win a red card. Versus the teams above them, or teams like Atlanta and LA Thieves, that's where things are going to get mixy.
Search and Destroy is done. We got Control loading up. Do you still think this is Thieves from here on out?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to. Like, they're on pace to be the greatest Control team ever. Like, ever. And FaZe has had some years. They're on pace to be the best. So, yes, it's hard not to. And they have their hardpoint pick map 4.
So, hold that thought. Which one of those 4 do you now send to your Scuff Team of the Year? If you had to pick one, which would you vote in first? Remember, cast your votes by June 2nd at midnight on the West Coast. If you want to participate from LA Thieves, who are you putting in?
Scrap, 100%.
Scrap's your guy? What about from Miami Heretics?
I'm still Rancor.
I'm going Rancor.
I would go Scrap or Hydra, but Scrap, I give the edge to.
Allie, who do you got?
I'd say Rancor is a really good pick on the side of Miami Heretics. If you're going LA Thieves, though, I think I'm going Scrap.
It's been a fun one. Get your votes in right now. Shout out to Scuff for our maps, modes, pick'ems, and of course, Team of the Year. It's time for Game 3. It's the winner's bracket. Who takes the swing game, Miles and Chance?
Well, statistically, we're looking towards a bit of a Thieves moment, but right now in this series, anyone's game. I love it.
Sure, we can go. I mean, listen, the numbers don't lie. They were just talking about one of the best Control teams of all time. If there was a betting, like obviously, they're picking LA Thieves, obviously.
Everyone's picking Thieves for this one. But who knows? This could be a very, very close series at the end of it. And 3-1's a solid choice. But yeah, look, those stats, they speak for themselves. That first, or the once across the board, a statistical absolute marvel for the Thieves in the last 90 days.
Yeah, I mean, it's ungodly, especially like the round 5's absolutely perfect. So they're there in the clutch. They get the defense when they want because their ticks are on point. There is literally 0 holes in the game plan. They're good at every single map. They're impossible to deal with in the veto process when it comes to Control. And that's why it's so important. You got to win one of the first 2 maps against this team, or else you're just going to get set on fire and lose 3 out.
Only way to have a fighting chance, and the Heretics have done it. That Search and Destroy was not a good look, though. So once we do have to go back to Hacienda for Game 5, that's really the way this is going to go. Unless the Control swings towards the Heretics, that would be a crazy thing. And let's face it, DreamHack has been wild, but nothing wilder than the intensity of Coach Sender on stage.
No, not at all.
Honestly.
And the dynamic between Sender and Shane. It's actually unbelievable that Sender's the one that brings like more energy than Shane.
Every time.
It's a psychopathic coaching lineup.
You can't deny the results, though. For them to try to go back-to-back here, not a common occurrence in the Call of Duty League. Incredibly competitive, especially on LAN. Of course, the Thieves find a great win back at Major 3, back at Boca Raton, and now in DreamHack here in Dallas. Eyes on the Control. Almost ready to get into map number 3.
I'll tell a Sender story real quick. A buddy of mine I used to play with, he never competed in Challengers, but he used to be like a Game Battles Reaper type. Won a bunch of golds in the tournaments, extremely skilled player kind of vibe. I don't remember how it happened, but he ended up playing with Sender just for a day, playing a handful of tournaments, and we came away from that. He goes, I learned more about Call of Duty from him today than I've learned in the rest of my career or time playing COD combined. And that was gas back in Sender's playing days. I mean, Sender, never a player that won like a ton of championship, no rings, nothing like that, but he's always been incredibly intelligent, a lethal threat when he was on the map, and the type of guy that made his team better. And again, you are learning when you are around that man.
Is that Flash?
No, it was Truant.
Oh, okay. Because we played against Sender in ranked back in Cold War.
The same kind of gas.
He screamed at Flash. He was like, let me get this guy a contract. And I was like, well, maybe not. Maybe not. We need him for the ranked grind. Here we go, folks, and looking at our bracket once again. 1-1 at the top as we get this stage ready to rock and roll.
And the way the bracket works at this section, whoever loses for LAT or Heretics, it flips. So they're going to drop down and play Ultra. The loser of FaZe versus Optic will drop down and play against Minnesota Rocker. But you're dealing with purple either direction. And that just means, again, sharks in the water. You do not want to be down there because obviously whatever teams in this current winner's bracket get sent down there, also electric teams. Everybody seems to have found their form. Got to make sure you're on point.
Again, the story we're selling for Rocker, they're champs in the balance. I think they've got to get second place at this tournament, or at least make it to the finals in order to qualify. Crazy, crazy story if they do, but they've got to get through some tough teams in order to do so. Arguably one of these on stage. As we still are waiting just to make sure that everything is set. I don't see any referees on stage, so I think we might be a little bit closer. The lobby fully populated and Hydra well hydrated. It's a difficult sentence to roll off the tongue. Every single tournament though, every tournament on land, he has had a standout highlight play that's made it into our top fives.
I mean, to be fair, he probably has one per map, but you can only watch so many people at any given time. The amount of plays we probably end up missing just by the nature of it, God only knows. So filthy stuff coming through no matter what. But I feel like LA Thieves are a very easy team to sort of read on stage about how seriously they're taking it, because they'll bounce around and be giddy, laughing like crazy when they're having a lot of fun. Dialed in right now. They're making sure they are about their business. Of course, the best touch on it, protocol control, a large advantage from LAT. It is also their map pick for map number 4 as well. So Heretics, the pressure very much on.
Here we go. Into the den of the Thieves, into the mode that they love the most. First across the board, and I think maybe first for the entire year, but you take this map off of them, you look incredible, Heretics. This is the impossible. This is the thing that no one expects anyone to do. If you get the win here, that changes the face of this tournament. Here we go, into map number 3. 1-1. The lead after this, going into that Skyline hardpoint, the momentum to maybe drive the series home. Let's do this.
And Heretics, they're going to need strong opening breaks every single round. You need the momentum to be on your side. And Metals, you can see, gunned down, trying to cross through mid. Rancor, though, well, yeah, traded out. Both ARs had him dialed in. And progress on A already beginning. You read the pitches, you read the zip hit, and you got an envoy prowling in your spawn.
Prowling and clawing his way through your lineup. The rest of the Heretics have had to go to B. They're not taking that fight. Scrap now with the nade over the top. He's been pinned for a second, but the eyes on. Top mid, that's where you want to go for the Heretics. They're desperately trying to get involved, and not even the concealment of that tree could save Super from Scrap.
Well, it was the spiral route Real was able to take to end up going for the pinch and kill that A progress, but obviously they're halfway there in that regard. Real, though, making plays. He does get traded out, but he's the one that made the impact to at least slow this progress down. In the meantime, though, Hydra, well, he's taking the role of spawn kill potentially. 2 players he's going to be forcing out over the back left lighthouse spawns, and they're trying to roll through. They got to get past him.
Yeah, halfway through A. One segment already in the bag. We're going to drain that segment. Nah, no one really in position for it. But the blessing of all the kills you're picking up across map, yeah, you let Hydra move in position and do whatever he wants. Now, top castle. He is the king right now. A 2-piece against Real. You're looking for that, but he's going to keep dancing and make this fight even harder.
And Real has to make the decision. You want to deal with Hydra in the back line. They're trying to make the decision, but this is 3 players now that are just trying to root this man out, and Hydra, at the very least, is just buying so much time. But while he's distracting, his teammates give you nothing. And now, of course, for LAT, nearly every player back in spawn.
More than anything, just a bit of bad luck in the timing there. Scrap, though, manages to slip the net, and now he's right in there. The deadliest catch gets himself on towards B, and then now his teammates joining him, so that's going to be huge. A 2-man capture. The zone evaporating halfway through B as well.
Scrap right now, the main AR's dream. He was able to get his team out the base over towards them. And great facilitation, good reason. Ghosted wins the gunfight top mid, so, I mean, this is a bailout moment for LAT, and this is why they're the best.
Second segment, and B is gone. That's going to be 1 minute and 28 seconds on the game clock. The A zone has already got a 2-segment down, so you're going to be looking at a very difficult defensive situation, Heretics.
And these are just moments that are not easy to read at all. Scrap built different, and Scrap, well, a kill in his sights. But he's going to work his way maybe back towards the zone. Everybody here for LAT in the 3rd bit of progress, nearly done.
Yeah, he's got so much of a head point advantage as well. He's in no problem Fighting forward, but wait, 4 dead, a massive turn. Heretics, you could burn through these lives that are relatively even, and a minute on the game clock, and Real, get it going. Can we find a few more kills? Over to the left flank, on to Metals, gets his. Now back towards the middle, and there's another for Metals.
Well, one player's got out though, and that's gonna be Ghosty. He needs to find a way to open this door. Everybody else for LAT trying to bully their way through, but everybody else on LAT getting cut down. You see in the feed though, Ghosty finds a kill, and now he's making his way towards the zone. His teammates clear base, and they're right back on eggs.
The capture, that's a couple more boys. You got to get going. This is going to be a 4-man stack. It's nearly done. The zone complete. The capture gone. First round to the Thieves.
And that is 2 different moments of Heretics just dropping the ball, and LA Thieves finding by the thinnest of margins the way to get out. They were about to get spawn trapped early in the round. Scrap is the man that makes it out over towards the B zone, and he makes the perfect play call, cutting off sections of the map so he can get his teammates to him. And he goes 9-3, and even for when they go 4 down, Ghosty finds the route, makes sure he can find a way to get out and open up an avenue for his teammates, who of course execute perfectly off the back of it. And all 4 players on this team, you know, you'd be happy to play with, right? If you're an SMG player, you'd love to play with a guy like Scrap or Ghosty, and if you're a, you know, AR player, you'd love to play with a Hydra Envoy. Perfectly calculated.
Well, it's going to be Hydra getting the first blood. Envoy, the first man to drop now. Presses towards the A zone. That's where we're going to be seeing Heretics finding some success. Scrap stops that dead in his tracks, but Super doesn't show face, so now he might be able to get involved in this. Yeah, that's going to be a bit of intel. You know the Ghosty's in position here, but a little bit slow here from the Heretics out the gate.
Yeah, he is not even thinking about this zone right now, and his teammates are getting cut down, so this is where Envoy might have a point, but there you go. You finally snap and able to pause the clock, but it does not last too long. Real going to be the next man in line, and meanwhile, Hydra on the pinch. It is not getting red. He has made it to top trips, and that means you will be off his zone.
Metals now on a real nice looking flank. Second man gone. Good stuff. Onto the 2-piece. Can't account for Scrap though on the drop down the elevator. So he takes 1 floor down, gets his kill, and now Real makes your base safe. Forward, the Heretics go.
Trying to find the route. Everything covered. No one even going through spiral. They win the first 2 kills. This is a moment for Heretics you have to capitalize on.
2-man stack. 1 man. A little allergic to the teamwork here when it comes to the captures, but for now they're trying to play desperately for the map control, and it's not going to work out now. Contest is on. Man cleaned up. A zone out of the question. Rencor, if you survive this, and you somehow have, he joins his teammate on point, and they get the second segment.
And their 2 teammates responsible for the flank. You're looking to see if you can take a route, a spiral route coming through, but I don't think anything's going to be in time. And yeah, Scrap, maybe last-ditch effort, but they get chopped down, and Rencor makes the play. A zone secure.
Yeah, last man Envoy downstairs. Metals might be able to drop for this. He's still hurt. There comes Metals now into the fight. 18-14. Heretics life advantage.
That's got timing as well. Yeah, him and Hydra dancing around each other. I think Hydra has the jump on it, and yep, absolutely dialed in, but you get a couple trades. Rencor on a 4.
They're not moving as fast, Envoy there on the close. It's inside labs. Bangs the door, not a problem. 2 dead instantly. Can't get the 3rd. Beautiful work from Hip. Fire from Super.
Well, they got the space at least to put the pressure over towards B. Metal's gonna pinch as well. If you win these gunfights, you'll have the clearance.
You gotta get him. That's 2. 3rd no. On the capture now. Have they got the time? Have they got the presence? Yeah, that's the kills. Real, Rencor, stack this one up. Massive life lead. Here we go. Trophies in play. Rencor looking for the mid-map kills. That's the first segment gone.
And wow, Hydra just slams them.
What?
And they don't get the trades. Hydra there for 2. Him and Envoy coordinated together in a 14v7. This is the type of round, Heretic. You have to win these.
Well, they abandoned the zone for a second. The clock's still ticking. Real picks them up. Back on towards the capture. 5 Thieves remaining.
And Real, he wants the spawners. Got 2 players to deal with. Envoy gets cut because Renkor's got the middle of the map, but Lighthouse is going to be open. Scrap has found the way through potentially, and he gets the guy off time, so there are just holes in this setup, but if you get all the kills, it simply does not matter. Scrap, last man standing, and the last one to fall. Heretics on the board.
Yeah, great work. Decisive on the attack, and I like what I'm saying about, you know, taking their foot off the brake occasionally, but you're reading the plays here and you're winning those individual fights against the Thieves. And Thieves, such a tough team. You don't get a straight up gunfight. You very rarely get the one-on-one. It's always a 2v1. It's always a man in a corner. Very, very impressive control of the map, but the Heretics somehow pull that one out. Even with Scrap at 17-9.
Yeah, the slang really on form there. Maybe the most important moment for Heretics, capturing the A zone. Rencor going on a crazy spree, but 4 or 5 in a row just to give you the edge in the slang department. But still for LAT, I mean, their control, even like that round one, Heretics had multiple opportunities on defense to spawn trap them, but Thieves are able to bail themselves out consistently, so tied up game.
Out on the left flank here, going towards the B zone. Scrap trying to lead the charge. Stun, no connect. He knows Super is here. That's a tough fight to win. He's got Hydra to back him up, and that's going to be a big advantage off the rip here on the attack for the Thieves. B being captured.
And Hydra, I mean, he's flying around. That means the play call is going to be potentially over towards A, but you don't get the trades. That player not going to be one shot. And a slow bit of progress over towards B. You get a single segment. Hydra wants the spawners, but Hydra gets red and gunned down. Heretics keeping everything under control.
Oh, that's a hard thing to do. A zone cap though. Ghosty getting it done. Scrap's going to join him in a second. The trophies will be broken in a mo, and that's enough to get on towards time. Big slide. Nice work from Ghosty there. The trade's complete. The second segment's going to be long gone, and A is perilously close to being destroyed.
And Hydra had a huge read on the pinch.
Whoa!
And Rancor, well, he got him back. Traded out that kill, but either way, the A zone secured, and LAT a ton of time to work with, and they already have a segment on B.
Yeah, this is nice work in the kills. 2 minutes is so long here on Protocol. Ghosty in the little moment of trying to worry about what's going on behind enemy lines. Are we in trouble? That gets it. Real gone. Problem solved. Forward we go, boys.
Yeah, and good comps from LAT as well. Clearly, you get the one-shot call. Make sure you're there for the trades. Envoy, 11 and 20. Suffering in the kills column, but he's still in the right spot at the right time.
Yeah, kills like that are super handy as well. You stop that player giving you any trouble. On the backside of B now, he is the problem. Envoy, can he get a third here on a Real? What a battle this has been. The dance is on, waiting for someone to help out, but mid-map is where his teammates are. Envoy on a 3, still holding them at bay. The second segment gone.
And it looks like they're going to get this as well. Super Metals show up in the kill feed, but last man standing is going to be Metals. Drop, Envoy handles them, and from 11 and 20 to round, down to clear Rancor. Dishing out, but yeah, it doesn't matter. The mini-map just too good.
That's so good. It's a great two-piece and a heroic moment. But the Thieves teamwork here in the mode, just too much. You're right, the mini-map is the sell. Everyone there, just top mid control, perfect timing. And actually, only perfect gameplay. Absolutely perfect gameplay from Envoy. He keeps those players in spawn safe and down and out. As soon as they get that 3 dead advantage, he recalls back towards the zone, helps the stack, gets that zone captured even faster. Heretics just caught unaware there. Back to the attack they go. All I want to see from them here, more stack, more presence, and more focus on the capture.
And by the looks of it, LAT on the defensive end as well, they're sort of like letting the Heretics run at them. Like when they have the stacks, like Miami are very consistent about running forward, trying to get into Grandma's, looking for the spawn kill. So right now they're sort of playing into their hand. Envoy there for the first blood on the round, Envoy there for 2. And Real, I mean, he's getting naded up everywhere you go. They're just mystery men gunning you down.
Yeah, everything's good. I'm in position to get maybe 2 kills here. Oh no, I've been naded. Super Trake's the safest route he possibly can. Has to win an insane gunfight against Ghosty. It's not going to happen. And this is it. Thieves are starting to apply pressure. Hydra can't get any more. Real and Rancor, this is enough to get out, but Scrap now behind you, and that is a red dot that you have to deal with.
Well, not a good sign when it takes you 35 seconds in the round to win your first gunfight as an entire team. But they got a double stack rolling through. They could triple it up as well. And these are the moments where they just love to push forward. It always seems to play in LA Thieves' hand. This time Rancor wins it. Pressure applied, but you get traded out, and the stack, it's a little bit slow. And now Real, last man standing and overwhelmed. I'm a Heretics. They love a lot of things. Stacking the objective is not one of them.
2 seconds is good enough, but not enough. Wow, that's shots out of Metals. That's massive. 17 lives. Can you get over towards B at least? You've got Ghosty holding down the A zone alone. Here we go, a 3-man opportunity, now 2, because you lose one on the approach. A casualty does not help at a time like this.
Oh my God, and Envoy's winning wicked ones.
Oh man, Hydra now brought down from spawn. Envoy pushes that front line forward. Good luck getting through. Ghosty on his 5, still spawn killing. And this is massive, 20 seconds to go. Thieves are looking at the control win. Nobody's surprised by this. We've got 1 chance left, Heretics. Try to get out if you can.
Well, they get a kill on Scrap. 3 players in through trips. Hydra behind, you know, wins that one, and he gets the one-shot guy as well. Comms on point for LA, and they got a 17v8. Miami Heretics, they had an opportunity. They have multiple opportunities round 1. You drop the ball against LAT in control, you get punished.
Oh, there we go. Well, the zone captured, a minute to go. 6, now 5 lives. Oh boy, what a moment. And what a great game of control out of the Thieves. Trade's done, not enough though. As with only the lives they have remaining for the Heretics, this is it. Oh dear, that's a beautiful 2 from Scrap. The last 2 members of the Heretics now are gonna fight forward, and it is all for naught. Once again, the LA Thieves, the masters of control, arguably the greatest team we have ever seen play the mode. They take the lead here in the winner's bracket.
On form, can't afford to slip up a single time. 2 different opportunities in round number 1 for Heretics to get that round win. They get the 4-man wipes. They get the spawn trap set up, but multiple players on LA just bailing each other out. And that first round, it was Scrap doing it, and it was Ghosty doing it. And after the fact, Envoy seemingly winning some wicked gunfights in this game. Undeniable in control.
Just start to think about the trash talk now. You know, he's starting to use it to push himself that little bit extra, that little extra 20% out of him. 2-1 now. Thieves, massive advantage going into this Skyline. A fast-paced map. We're going to see our submachine gun players go wild, but expect I wouldn't say a high kill game, but I would expect a great game out of both our teams.
And this was certainly a game where Envoy might have made a great point about Super. How many times do we see him on the steps, oh so close to that zone, never willing to get in, but he's playing for kills, waiting for LA players to overcommit, but we saw them never slip up, never make that mistake. Ghosty will hang out on the mid gun or by that box and wait for him to actually force the issue. So Thieves dialed in, playing around the styles of their opponent as well. I mean, as good as it gets.
There's not a whole lot you can do for the Heretics when the defense is so strong from the Thieves. I think with 4 segments captured overall. And again, Super was involved in that, but it didn't seem to amount to anything. Whether or not they were playing patient, they didn't have a whole lot of options. I will say this attacking round from them, very, very good indeed. They showed us the goods, but again, against the Thieves, man, even your very best sits you at 3-1.
And just to make this acknowledgement, because we've been going a little bit crazy with the narrative, while the Thieves do have a spectacular control record, one of the best of all time, that's against the rest of the league. They have a losing record in this game to control to Atlanta FaZe. So before we dub them one of the best, they're going to actually have to make sure they can beat every team in the league.
Well, they've got to beat the other team who's potentially the best. Unreal.
Because Atlanta FaZe and Cold War were beating everybody.
Yeah, there was it was a guaranteed 1. Final looks here across our highlights. They get beautiful stuff from Ghosty. Started the series off at rock bottom there for his squad. I'm pretty sure there was an apology made, and I guarantee you a couple of good ones in the next few, boys. He absolutely has done that. 2 maps now in a row for the Thieves. They picked the pocket on red card, and on protocol, it was absolute gunpoint. In the Skyline we go, and again, this should be a very spicy map. Both teams effective at it. We have to go to the Hacienda, though, again, to bookend this wild series. He absolutely is here to play, baby. Ghosty. Will he find some good stuff here on Skyline?
And Ghosty might be the man to watch on Skyline as well. It's a very flowy map. LA Thieves clearly have the hot hand, everybody being a contributor. I remember the first map we saw from LA just yesterday in their tournament was the Skyline, and he was doing ridiculous. He was looking like Shotzi within AR, dolphin diving repeatedly off piano steps, being the Super Soaker on P1. So LA, very happy to see Skyline, their map pick, and we talked about how you could just see in the, the faces of the players how they're feeling. Very serious when he was tied up 1-1. Scrap and Hydra starting to jaw away.
Again, I wonder how this is going to go. You had the number against Vancouver yesterday. It was so good against them. There was seemingly nothing they could do, but I feel like the Heretics are a completely different squad, a little bit more unpredictable, a lot more fast-paced. Almost ready to get things going, as Metal's one of the few players in the league who, one of his sort of in-match habits, he has to dry his hands. He always has a pile of paper behind his monitor. You know exactly where he sits, because I don't think anyone else comes up to clean up. So that's one of his things that helps him stay focused and get himself into the zone. He's looking for something.
Hey,
it might be that control map.
And whatever works. I do like Mercules as a towel. Yep. Towels are great.
Asim, another
renewable resource.
Oh, nice, love that. Staying green. We'll see that green team a little bit later on today, but for now, Skyline Hardpoint. Pressure is on. This is match point for the LA Thieves. You want that game 5? Let's go through this one. Fast map, smallest we have here in the league. And it always lends for a spicy finish. Here we go in a map 4.
AR players gonna be getting after it. Ghosty the slow start, looking to make amends, and Rancor absolutely pop off in map number 1. You're gonna need everybody there contributing on this one for Miami. Trades getting exchanged in the feed already, but it looks like Heretics have the extra edge. Ghosty trying to play keep away and successful at that. So yeah, you win the opening break and called him out for a reason. He has been the Reaper on P1.
Game to play. Got his boys in the time, but Rancor right off of spawn. Hydra is not going to be red in this position, and he's going to assist in the attack towards Hardpoint as well. Ghosty again picking up non-stop pieces. In the opening moments of the game, 4 kills.
Nice shots, great tracking there from Scrap, absolutely on form, and sort of a mini battle at keep away, but they have a lot of space and control for Miami, and now that's actually a lot of kills. This is going to be a couple players from LA spawning out. Last man standing on the new time is going to be Hydra. He needs to make a dent.
Everyone's trying to dance around it, but Super's going to find it. So spawn flip. So what an opener here. Heretics 22 seconds out of P1. You've got control for Noob, but here come the Thieves through the front. Real on a 5 spree. If we can start getting kills from in time, it increases his points dramatically. We could get a Hellstorm.
Yeah, and if LA Thieves aren't quick about getting him out of time, that Hellstorm absolutely going to come through, and Super kicking it off right. And
3.
Super for 3 in the clean 4 down. Might want to take a peek at Real and see if he's got that Hellstorm.
Great work. Thieves nowhere to be seen here on P2. Super's got to swap over to his secondary. Real, not a lot left, as he has soaked his way through this one.
Got it.
Gets it off of time alone. Nate from Ghosty there stops the flow. And Rancor, immediate pickup. He can look at a Hellstorm as well. Halfway to it now, 20 seconds to go.
Yeah, Real got it, and literally like, picture perfect. Not going to come through there from Rancor, but a P2 that is dominant there for Miami Heretics. For the moment, they are running Thieves over.
It's another 4 dead. Again, 4 seconds for the Thieves. Looking to Kitchen now. This is the 3rd hard point on Skyline. And Real slicing his way through. Super trying to back him up. Safe and sound for now, behind the bar. Oh, Hydra shows a little bit too much and gets cut. That's going to be Scrap now on time. And Super finding a lot of damage, but not enough for his teammates to get into the fight. That's because we're taking a route. Real on the flank.
Blocking the spawns, make sure you stabilize. You need to make sure you have these for the P4 rotations. The Super is going to be taking it slow, but he'll be happy to do it. Metal's trying to work his way in through Jim, but a turtle setup from LA, and I mean, so far so good, but a big moment for the break. Metals pierces his way in, gun down, kills getting traded in Envoy, dropped as well. Heretics take their time, but they flip the spawns, they get the break. A huge moment. You make sure you stay ahead of the game.
And this is absolutely ahead of the game. Next members of the Thieves off spawn are going to try to help flip this. Do Hardpoint on the right-hand side of the map. And Real still 13-7, fighting for an inside time. No spawn flip. Full control still for Miami.
And now you're just playing a little game of keep away. Real, everything you can do, a little bit better. Rancor, 3 players in front of him. Well, he gets traded out, so they're not really effectively able to slow him down, but Super, the iron defense on the back end, wins the gunfight, but Scrap guns him down, so just like that, Thieves completely run you over.
And that's the break. That's a big break you're in. Rancor now for the middle of the map, trying to pick up as many kills as he can to slow down. What a start. The defensive hold of the Thieves. Super stunned, but not shocked. He manages to walk away with a kill. And this is a lovely time to get the break. Hardpoint in the hands of the Thieves. Here comes the early investment.
Couldn't shoot it. Scrap was trying to gun it down. Slight miss, and he cleared out the back spawns. Heretics, they'll have the numbers.
Perfect coverage. You're inside. Huge. Well played. That is a great break. 20 to go here on the back of bathroom.
And once again, just a bailout moment, right? And there goes Hydra, but either way for Heretics on form. Take your time for the P3 breaks. Use the Hellstorm for the P4 breaks, and Rancor continues his path to destruction in the Hardpoint, 14-8.
Our Rookie of the Year ripping and tearing his way. But back over towards P1 we go. First set, Heretics, the commanding lead. Thieves, we're starting to warm up. Envoy, once again, statistically, doing what he did in the first Hardpoint game. Not a great sign for the Thieves' long run. We'll see if it changes now.
Yeah, Miles, you're exactly right. Mick Gordon would be proud of his boys. And now Scrap gunned out of time. Super there. You're looking for the last man, but they're on P1.
Here we go, P1, Miami Heretics, full control. Let's go for a listen in.
Voy para abajo, suelto arriba. Piano, voy toca piano. Otro más, pero sí. Voy a poner por la derecha, ¿vale? Ahí no está piano, está enfocando por cama. Punto detrás. Bueno, podría hacer ruido. Esquina piano. Aguanta. Piano, muerto. White plat, toca Scrappy. Van a salir a foto de... Podría hacer un movimiento. Ok. Voy para izquierda con vosotros.
Hay una flash izquierda o deep. Apunta.
No veo, te estoy mirando, voy plan.
Inner, está un tiro Ghosting. Bueno, una bala. Tiene una bala.
Me listo.
Sí, no puede.
Está cerca, muerto. Una bola. Yo no te he saltado, plan.
Couches y deep piano, piano que
Voy para la izquierda con vosotros.
Está guay. Se le echa P3.
Una bala.
Y otros dos kills, Alex.
Eso se ha pisado, hay que matarlo.
Bueno, ahí en el top y chiqui, dale izquierda a esos dos.
Vale.
Todos.
Estoy llegando,
Baja izquierda, bajo yo arriba solo.
Uno en piano.
Voy a que nos pinche el sí, Paco Wick. Va a pasar el agua,
Couch no va nada.
siguen y se aguantando.
Otra foto izquierda.
Sí, falta. El chipo es un punto y otro está el sí.
Vale, voy para encima.
Nacen arriba, nacen abajo. Van a girar front.
Voy. Me caigo. Aguanta.
Paco. Sí,
Front.
front, que no lleva la derecha.
Muerto. Subo yo. Mírame uno, front. No lo sé, está front.
Otro más front.
Muerto, porque está
Voy de frente, buscamos uno.
No, chicken, un Wick. Vale, voy, está un tiro, single. Da Wick. Tiene así.
Está en la esquina derecha.
Hay que ir por medio,
Está en Fire Hydra.
Está en P1.
Avísame.
Buena.
Muchas gracias, Miami Heretics now over to the LA Thieves.
Their side, one minute.
Under
Super weak. Inner wood, Paco. Inner wood, P1, and their side. Inner wood, P1, their side. They're all three.
I
got it. One more. Mid-wood. I need inner. One shot. Outer one shot.
Ivory inner.
I can't do wood. Iron up. Close left. Both there. One more wood. Yo, outer. He's wood. No, wood.
Wood.
Outer weak, and then
Two there.
Yeah, two wood.
I'm going mid. Actually, I'm about to go under, bro.
Close left.
Actually, no, I'm going mid. Okay.
I'm gonna go top P2.
Nothing top mid. P1.
Oh, yeah, close left.
Close left.
Nice,
Weak on bow.
P1 top mid on bar.
P1,
Nice.
Weak on the
Kill
bar.
this guy old,
It's fireplace.
There's only one ult.
One guy's still top AC, by the way. Inner on the bar. There's two ult.
Yeah, two ult. I'm here too.
He's gonna back up. One's gonna back up.
On the bar. Still metals.
One shot.
Outer. Nice, Paco. Spawning patio.
One shot.
Yo, come top.
Top it, go back zone. Go to
Stone.
Let's make front.
Stone right now.
Catch all the.
Yeah, I'm going. AC in.
Nice. AC in top. Yo, make the hill.
Nice. Stay down. Ivy left.
Make them weak. AC pinch. I pinch. I pinch. Back zone. Fell.
All spawning.
Patio, absolute.
I saw. Two down. And two spot down. Yeah, they're gonna be doing it. Two in the back zone.
One shot. We are stone.
Coming top with you.
One bullet.
I don't see the
Stone.
No, he went to top.
Yeah, wood.
One in zone.
All right, in the back.
Stone. Absolute top
All right,
zone.
one's low couches.
He's going top mid right now.
Chop me AC, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick a top mid.
AC weak. Still.
I'm top mid too.
Where are we going, boys? Where are we going?
I have top mid.
AC still.
Yes, two mid. Top AC red court.
Hitting right Reynolds. Hitting the right Reynolds. Grill.
Grill.
They spawned on the spawn. Yeah, no, they might have spawned.
One shot. One.
Frustration, passion, and a little bit of rage in the listening there for the LA Thieves. Final set. They've got themselves to P1, but still the Heretics leading the charge.
Yeah, they have been winning some wicked gunfights. It feels like Heretics are the purveyors of the drive-by.
Oh,
Their slide kill's ridiculous. They get the break on P1. The more time you soak there, the better.
Scrap trying to play this one sneaky and sensible, but
This
he has
corner,
no idea. The corner was super, and that's going to give pressure on a P1. Another big set of kills. No P2 control, though. 30 seconds here. You want as much of this time as possible, and it is going to make the Thieves uneasy going into next.
And super hiding. That is great movement just to make sure you're on the safe and secure side of time. And now if you're LAT, like, you don't want to overextend and potentially die, and that's what they're doing. Hydra flying out to try to get him away, but Super just soaking all of this P1 time up. They have built such a massive lead. Scrap though, win some key ones. They're stable on the rotation, but it is a 60-point game as P2 pops. Thieves, if you get this one right, you're right back in the game.
Oh, Arita Metals on the Mission Impossible play down low. He's going to hit this elevator shaft. Yes, Scrap is there for it. That's for the 5th kill in a row. That's going to be from inside time as well. That certainly helps. Hydra through kitchen, gets both. Hardpoint still, LA Thieves.
That's all four. You're looking for the full 60, and they kick it off right.
Oh, we're going big, folks. Here goes the counter-attack from the Heretics. Don't let the Thieves build momentum. Try to break into this fortress. First man in. Oh, it's the knife from Scrap!
That's a good call, and now you're looking for the rest, though. They're coming up the zip line. Scrap has it dialed in, guns them down, or at least backs them away.
Scrap on the takeover, 8 in a row. Number 9. There's another waiting for him, and his teammates are here. What an unbelievable hold.
And that was the P2 that they absolutely needed. LA Thieves are right back in this game, but P3 has been devastating. That close fireplace corner has been Heretics. Massive benefit for them to get, and meanwhile, Rancor on a 40. They are looking to pull the upset.
It's not over yet. That's to Kitchen in a second. Hydra tries to get something special going. 3 dead, but Scrap at a 10 now. 11 still lives. Real ends it. Kitchen is popping. Here come the Thieves.
They've made their way through. Super now the next man in, trying to get the gunny. They got the trophies, they got the Suns. LA Thieves bullying him out of this time.
Oh, find the kills. You're in it, Thieves. Hold on. By the skin of your teeth. It's fingernails on the marble. Ghosty on the right flank. Gets his. Trade's done. 2 Thieves up. 1 man in from the Heretics. And Rancor on the drive-by.
He's gonna get the extra one, but he's traded out. LA Thieves won every single extra trade. 20 more seconds to go. This was an 80-point game, and Thieves now have the lead.
Lead change from the hip. Real with the team kill, but there's nobody on time. Hydra on the dance around TV, and it is a spectacle, ladies and gentlemen. Hardpoint Heretics.
But we're gonna be going to a P4. This is the bailout for Heretics to stop this momentum. Thieves, it'll be 1 break, and the game is theirs.
10 seconds for victory. Or for game 5. Heretics, here we go. Hardpoint is yours. The Thieves need 1 break. 1 break alone. Don't forget the streaks. Super on the inside. 1 to his name. Trade it out. It's a slow and steady approach. There's the contest. A back and forth battle. The Heretics hold.
And I don't know what's going on, but Scrap just hasn't been playing. There's some type of error. He is in an airplane.
He called in the wrong streak. He called in his break. And that is it. Player error will lead us to a final map.
I've been waiting for years for this to happen. The wrong streak getting used.
We saw the look on his face. That is unbelievably frustrating, but either way.
Oh my God.
The final map, we're going to it. We're bookending this one back to Hacienda. I don't believe what I have just seen, or rather, what we didn't see.
Dude, this is one of those, I mean, for years, pros have just been so good at not accidentally hitting right on the D-pad, but like, it is such a difficult thing in the moment. I've always been mind blown of how effective they are on it. And Scrap somehow on accident pulls out the wrong one. And the fact that he earned it at all, that comeback was obviously freaking insane that they were going on a run. Scrap got to the point where he's in perma-flow state, pre-firing everything, comms dialed in, and what an absolute tear for a heartbreaking finish.
You heard the roar of the crowd on the knife kill, and that adrenaline spike, it just hit enough to not make a single input on his controller. It was down on the D-pad to change the streak he has equipped. That's brutal. I mean, honestly, if you get it, I think you should be able to call it in, but
Hey, listen. Situationally, that's how I feel, but on the flip side from Heretics, I mean, Von knows Rancor just dropped 45 on their heads, but yeah, listen, this is going to get talked about a ton. All the watch parties going to be having a field day, and obviously the Thieves are going to be furious about the way they finished it. They know, they felt like they had that in their grasp, and even for the P4 breaks, like, those guys were on point. Scrap was the one in the listening we had where he reads, we're not going to be able to go through grass, let's go through mid, and they were running it down. Successful at that, but an interesting finish sent us to a game 5.
Game 5 on the other side of this break, folks. DreamHack has not disappointed with its fair share of chills, thrills, and occasional chokes. While we go now back to Hacienda on the other side of this break, the decider to see who gets winners finals. We'll be right back.
The Scuff Call of Duty collection is $30 off this weekend only. Visit scuff.co/CDL to upgrade your game with a Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL.
The Esports World Cup is an official partner of the Call of Duty League.
RCXD out.
Yo, these RC cars, please. I don't care if you get a fucking RC car, you do not call it in, bro. Ignore the thing. Do not call that goddamn car in.
Scrap sitting back. It just doesn't feel good. They've been able to clean up one. Scrap is just waiting. No way.
Oh my god. All right, well.
Oh.
Chat, don't clip that. Don't fucking clip that.
To the left. Nice.
On A.
Alright. I'm hitting their spot. I'm hitting their deep street. I'm off the mid street. I got your mid.
With A's, boy.
We've taken the last.
Game 5, the LA Thieves, the Miami Heretics, drama, and a little bit of magic in the final moments.
Yeah, Scrap, a victim of his own success. He took himself out of the play for maybe 20 or 25 seconds. Obviously, the most crucial moment. Haven't seen it in years. I've been waiting for this type of thing to happen for so long, and obviously LA Thieves are going to be pissed. This is how the curses happen. You talk trash. It has been a weird year. Everybody gets bit, and that's how it goes down. Scrap, unfortunate for him, he is just too good to be able to earn that gunship.
And that was the very moment we saw the Miami Heretics get. They're calling their streaks towards the backside of P4 and under the coverage of the, not just the missile, but the smoke as well. They're able to get into that hard point and get the break there. Could have been the case. We'll never know what could have happened if that Hellstorm had been called in.
Yeah, and as far as I'm concerned, though, like, that is the most cursed thing I've ever seen, and that's a wash. That is Heretics, the gift that they are given. Now they're here in the map 5, S&D, their bread and butter, where they have the opportunity to deliver. We acknowledge the stats in S&D for Miami. The past few stages, they have been the best in the game when it comes to the map record. And obviously for the map 5 on the season, they're dead even, but it's been so much better as time has gone on. Thieves, though, they picked them apart in map number 2. It does not matter how good the record is. We can't call you the best unless you beat the best. Heretics, you need this win.
Yeah, map 5s. Thieves don't get too many of them. An opportunity here to pull it out. Sender,
so polite,
doing what he does best, getting the boys going. I do appreciate how every player has their own very particular shake or, you know, post or pre-match ritual with Coach Sender. But all that said and done, here we go.
And it's the perfect type of vibes as well from your coach to hit you with the mental reset, because that is the type of moment, again, incredibly painful, not easy to bounce back from at all. The mental game now for LAT being tested. We'd love to see some Hacienda S&D, though. First in opening duels, another map. Walls can be paper thin in the ARs up top, Scrap and Ghosty. They love it.
Yeah, you got all the spots covered, you got all the angles, you know how you want to attack both bomb sites, and again, being first in both opening duels and the attacks. Thieves statistically coming into this one with an advantage, and they have made the read. It's to B we go, and they've got numbers now through the side door. No trophies, empty pockets. Trades complete. A 1v2 and now done. What a win.
Dude, and these teams are running at each other in S&D. Heretics on the red card, so many aggressive rounds, and well, on the defensive end, LA Thieves do the exact same thing. But I gotta say, breaking through P4 is an absolute nightmare. That is a wild call to make, but no trophies. They hit the stuns. They thought they found their moment, but Real, it was his.
I think he stayed just outside of the first stun hit. So his presence was relatively unknown. A round like that, though, you're only going to see one, maybe two of those in a match. And the trophies will be in play soon. Here we go. 2-2 split here from the Thieves. The bomb going to be.
Yeah, playing for picks, right? That means it's going to be a slow round. Hydra and Scrap working together so well on map number 2. And they're doing it again here in a map 5. Envoy responsible for the middle of the map. Ghosty has spotted nothing out over towards B. The LA Thieves player is getting active.
It's a no-show towards the middle. That's going to give Scrap maybe the courage to make the play across towards the B-bomb site. A slight rattle of gunfire above him, and he's trying to go for it. No good, though. First blood, super.
And Envoy, if he looks for the trades, I was going to say, you take the top route, Metals is going to spot you. Top hallway controlled. by Heretics, and Super's reposition. Envoy can't slide out there. Frankly, that player should have let him out.
Oh, he's gone through. There's a man on his tail. And Ghosty, oh, good God. Are they going to see this? No, he's gone down low. Thieves now, thick as it, on each other's shoulders.
Real needs to get the intel. He needs to live. And well, dude, everybody's just getting out. They have all the potential in the world, though, for the pinch.
Real's going to check this. No kill. Nade. Bomb planted. It's on. Man advantage to the Heretics.
And Hydra's making a play as well. Hydra's roaming all around the map. His teammates need to buy him time.
Oh, he catches a thigh, you sneaky Super. Another through mid-map. Metals finds it. Last man Envoy from atop the rock. Now he swings. Can't find a thing. Ample time for the defuse. Heretics, 2 in a row.
Unbelievably efficient as well. And just small little openings on the map. Super was the guy that was able to take the space. LA Thieves spreading the map, looking for the routes and the timing. Nearly there for Scrap to be able to go through mid, but Super there just to catch him and everybody else execute. I love the idea from LA Thieves, letting Hydra in the post plant go for the long pinch. Heretics are just dialed in. Easy reads, phenomenal execution.
Again, we are a round away from turning everything upside down. Don't forget, Thieves exceptionally strong on this map as well. The first search and destroy, 6-2 on red card. Absolute blowout. The Thieves were getting the win there. Now the pressure down. Another 3-1 split here from the Heretics. Real with our bomb. We're going for a bit of a swim, Marenko.
And Super finds the first blood cross map. Technically, though, traded out. So you're going to have a 3v3, but the water route has not been picked up by LA Thieves. Nobody turned their heads. And a free pick there from Rancor.
Unbelievable if he gets the second, but that's going to be enough. The boys now on the pinch turn are get involved. It's still a 2v2. They have vacated the bomb site. They're going to go all the way towards A, and a foot race is on. The Heretics will win that, but they don't know right now where the Thieves are.
Surprised he kept challenging, but if you got Real in the back pocket, 3-0 start, you trust your teammates.
Oh, the battle down low. Here we go. Super stays alive. He draws one in. Oh my goodness, what a damage! Real looking for his 4th kill in a row. Envoy takes the high ground. Clock ticking. A corner found, and if Real challenges this, and this time Dylan Hannon. A ridiculous gunfight.
And I mentioned it in the qualifying stages. I know everybody talks about Scrap and Hydra, the Slayers. In my mind, Envoy is the MVP of this team. When they are down, he stuffs every time. Another 1v2. In a different style, but shades of the 1v2 that he had on dealership at the last tournament. Envoy is clutch when you need him. And even on the map Skyline, he was the heavy slayer for the team, waiting for his teammates to play catch up. Envoy, the valuable piece on this squad.
The fact that we've seen the water route in the previous round there makes you have to think about it. Metals pulling a big win there on the Ghosty. That was going to be the top hallway battle. And Envoy saw one, doesn't see Real though on the close play by Fences. There was a protracted battle there that finally comes to a close. And when the dust is settled, Hydra, the last man left alive, 1v3.
Lethal threat in the game mode. Unfortunate, he doesn't even have the bomb, so much time is going to be wasted just to go back and collect. 55 seconds to work with. You're just now technically leaving your spawn, and here comes the squad.
Wow, they've put themselves in the perfect spot for this. Here we go, number one. There was the lineup potential. Oh, wow, Hydra, you scared him. Back towards the bomb site they go. And is this his moment of the major?
Both those players started to peek out for the trade. They did not hear a one-shot call, and they scooched right back.
Yeah, no, that's
this is respect. Look at this setup from Metals and Super. Cornered up in top office. They'll play for a retake at either site. That is paying respects to Hydra in his S&D prowess.
They've seen what he's done. They are familiar with his game, with his work. And now over towards the B-bomb site, hand in hand. The Heretics roll. We're going to get the plant down, but they are going to arrive just in time. And Hydra, they showed you enough respect, but not enough to not close the round out. Heretics 3-1.
Dude, and we were literally split second away from the best play of the tournament. They would have gone for it, and they would have gotten slammed. And they did the right thing. Do we want to kill him? No. Corner up. Let's go hide. Give him nothing. Super. The right call, 5-1.
Perfect inverse of how they were on red card.
Absolutely.
Complete opposite. The Heretics have taken the time between map 2 and now, rethink their game and know where they want to go. Solid advantage now going into this attacking round. Will the Thieves check the water? I wonder. Maybe not. Oh boy!
10 shots, bro.
Yeah, they got stun connects as well, so that certainly helps on the intel front. There's a 2v4. One man down low, Envoy still watching that flank. They've gone to B. They've given this one up.
They're just making sure they group up together.
And the Heretics now have an opportunity to plant the bomb at the very least. We do have a trophy for Metals, but I don't think the Thieves have got too many things left to throw at them. They're not giving up B for now, but you are going to send that one-man scrap. He's going to be the head of the snake now towards the Heretics at the A-bomb site. Planted. 2v4. Thieves on the retake.
You just got to make sure you trade him out, and that should be the trade. There you go, a 1v4 for Rencor. Starts it off right, but now he's just surrounded.
Yeah, Hydra in the perfect spot. Ghosty down low.
Beautiful.
An admirable attempt. He pushes all the right buttons. But the opening hit from the Thieves was so destructive. 2 players snapped. Gives you enough of an advantage there. 3-2.
Seemingly, this is how every single first blood has gone down on both ends. Like, Ghosty's been picked a few times, but it's always squaring against multiple Heretics players in the windows. Similar story there. It is multiple Thieves players there for the first blood. So all of these breaks, you're making a decision, and if it works out for you, some of these kills falling into your lap, might see a lot more tax being utilized, and you're going to have to take a lot more time to clear this space.
You new viewers, it is 1st-6 here in Search and Destroy. And here in this Game 5, the last map of this series. Thieves on attack. Hydra's had himself a nice round. He's got himself 2. He doesn't have the bomb, so not a lot of points. And once again, the square up towards the bomb site. This time Renkor's on it. Hydra makes himself a little known upstairs, gets his 3rd, so close to the RCXD.
And they're so quick to wrap out as well. Thieves on top of the play call. Heretics might be responding to this pressure. Actually, no, they're going to clear out A, and then after the fact, what route do you want to take to go over towards B for this retake?
Perfect.
They're going to be going through spawn.
It's perfect, though. Here from the LA Thieves, you put yourself in a position where you are going to win the trade battle. As long as the Thieves start the fight, they have got the advantage. The side door covered. Ghosty on the roam. Super, you're not going to be gifted a thigh this time round.
It's the perfect setup from LA Thieves as well. This is near impossible to break down.
Oh my word, but the grenade. Perfect timing. Oh boy, that's a big moment. Black Ops 6 strikes again. Rencor picks up the other 2. An unbelievable moment. A total collapse. The rookie marches onto the site.
Is that what it was? The nade just kills it when Hydra's cooking it in hand?
Black Ops 6 strikes again. It's a new feature in the game,
dude,
folks. It's a tough one.
You can't talk trash, you can't tweet, you can't say anything on a podcast. Everybody has to keep their mouths shut, yes. Cooking a nade in the explosion in front, a tragedy of a breakdown.
The drama continues here at the Major.
Everybody's shutting down their Twitter accounts after this event. We're just no more social media. Let AI take it over, we're done.
The bird's going dark. 4-2, the Thieves cannot catch a break, but they can catch a lot of shrapnel. I mean, honestly, that is Super's kill. That should be his kill. Starting to feel untouchable, Heretics. You fly towards the B-bomb site. Oh, need to backpedal. That is enough to make the Thieves scratch their heads and their chins at the same time. Where the hell are the Heretics?
I'm just trying to read it. Plenty of top hall control right now for LA Thieves. Ghosty, though, he's been blooded a few times. The nade misses. He's lucky for the moment.
And Envoy's worrying about the water flank. Hello, Hydra. Welcome. It's the Heretics' House of Hacienda now, and they've got themselves at least 1 kill. Ghosty's perfect trade now makes this a little bit more manageable. 3v3. And what a spot to be in for Super. Envoy with the trades. 2v2. The bomb plant with the perfect position now for the Thieves to be in. Coverage from upstairs by Rencor. Envoy does have a frag to work with. I wonder if he'll think twice about throwing it.
Timing.
Oh, Bill of friendly fire, but Ghosty now makes his way forward. Rencor now alone. Where will he check this from? How will he make this play? The timing turns it into a 1v1. The rookie versus the brain. And the dance is on! Rencor! What an unbelievable finish at that range with the aims. His first year of professional Call of Duty, and he's making moments like this.
And that is a world champ he takes down in the 1v1, and Envoy had the drop on him, but Rencor brought the strap. And he retook that bomb from the wrong side. He didn't have eyes on it. You have to have stones to play it like that.
Cojones.
He delivers.
Ay, Dios mío. A 5 spree. RCXD to play with as well. Not as effective on Hacienda, but at this point in time, I don't care. Exchange of utility, exchange of the lethals and the tacticals. We're throwing it all. Heretics have decided to take the map into their own hands, and they're flying forward. They can feel it. The trades are on, and Scrap somehow pulls 2. Fast wrap towards the B-bomb site, but the Heretics, they're maneuvering into position for this. Rencor strikes again, 2v2.
That's the 6 free. He's got now, but it should be traded. Hydra shuts him down, but now a 1v1, and it doesn't last Heretics. They have done it, the upset complete, and in the most dramatic fashion. You talk trash, and they let him know.
Oh, my word.
Talk trash about the challengers, wrong about that. Talk trash about the kid, and they let him know in game.
An electric finish for the Thieves in the winners bracket. They will descend, they will go down to losers. And the trash was certainly talked, and they have been hit again, sadly. But what a moment. What an unbelievable match from Miami. The Spanish super team get another outstanding placement here at the major. They've marched onwards, winners finals now for them. And with possibly one of the most dramatic matches we have had in the CDL for every reason. DreamHack is delivering. 3-2, the final score for Miami.
Yeah, it's been great stuff. This tournament has been so much fun. Shades of the old days, and nothing feels better than that.
The old days indeed. Well, we remember, and so will Miami. They are loving this one. Brilliant, brilliant matchup. 6-2, again, a complete inversion of the previous Search and Destroy. Everything we saw, play style, scoreline, you name it. They have learned from their mistakes. A brilliant match from them there, just shy of 9 minutes. And this